Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. I'm Rohini and a lot has changed. We moved to Tennessee, we moved to Middle Tennessee, we bought 90 acres of land, of raw land, and I'm the happiest I've ever been. So there's a lot of questions I kind of want to answer, and this is like a announcement type of video, and then going forward from here I'll just start to do more like daily vlogs and topic-based videos like garden, things I'm doing in the garden, or a recipe, or this and that. Why Tennessee? Sage and I, my husband, and I packed up from Austin. We were living in the city of Austin. We had amazing friends there, but really were complete. We were done with the city life. Pretty much the whole time we were there, we were craving being on land. We both grew up around land. Sage grew up on a farm in Washington State, which his mom still has that farm. I love that land so much. So we both were ready for a much slower pace, much slower pace. But we were craving and desiring to have a place to grow. Because we have really big visions and big dreams for this land, which include a retreat center, many places to stay, cabins, tiny homes, like meditation retreat center, because I teach Reiki, and I have a lot of friends who teach and lead amazing workshops, so I'd love to have a space for them to come, and just really, this is such a healing place. There are no structures on it quite yet. I'll show you though. We're in the process of building a barn, which Sage is doing that right now, working so hard, especially I would say, without there being any structures. This land is completely healing. It's healing me in so many ways. And I want to be able to share that with people because it's a very special place, and there's so much love in this land. Yeah, and I just want to open it to people who want to explore themselves more deeply and just get quiet. And anyway, that's a whole vision. But we have a big vision with this property, and we plan to have a big family, and we both desire to have a place where the entire family can come, because we both have pretty big families. And to have that gathering place where, you just know on Christmas time, you're going to visit Sage and Rohini, going to the Mox, and we'll have enough space for everyone and a long table to have family meals. And we really have that vision. And creating a place where our kids will grow up to be free and just explore and be in their imagination, be connected to nature, and hopefully never forget what that feels like. And that, if when they grow up and they find a partner or find a passion, that they maybe will want to stay here too, we hope, and build a house on part of the land. So it's a big vision, it's a generational vision, and we're just so grateful. So much to share in this video, but I know for sure that my mom, my sweet mama, who passed away in September very suddenly, I know that she organized this all from the ethers, from heaven, from the cosmos, because we toured and found this property a month after her passing, and there are so many little signs that show that she is here helping and supporting us. Some practical questions are, how did we do this? How did we afford and get this land I'm 25 and Sage is turning 27 next month. We'll probably do a bigger video on that, and I definitely want Sage to share his expertise and wisdom because he has a lot. but we've both been working since we were 18. I mean, earlier than that, we both had jobs since we were 16, but we've been saving a lot. When I lived in New York, when we lived in New York, and I was making very good income doing beauty influencing and content creation, as some of you have been here for that chapter, I was able to put quite a lot away, and we invested that in different areas. Sage is really good at investing, and he owns a digital marketing company. He's the CEO. He works incredibly hard. He started that company when he was still in the military with any spare cash that he had each month, which wasn't a lot. He invested it in himself to learn how to do digital marketing. So he's completely self-taught. This business is his creation that he has worked so hard on. It's been very stressful at times, and he's been doing it for 7 years almost. 7 years. So this is 7 years of working in a business to now have the opportunity and the income to invest in this land. And something to share, we posted a reel that went pretty viral and people are like just shocked basically that we could do this. And the amount, 90 acres, is a lot. It's a lot of land. And for people who want to get into farming and ranching, which we do, 90 acres is around 100 acres is pretty standard, because if you're going to do it in a regenerative mind, you need many pastures that the animals can rotate and graze through. Hi, fish. or frog. There's fish in this pond. So every property in this valley, which, by the way, this valley is so special because it's all generational farmers. Their grandparents lived here. They're in the same house as their grandparents. They know everyone. They grew up surrounded by all of these people. It's like their sister lives down the road, their aunt lives down the road, you know, and everyone is so kind and welcoming. So the southern hospitality is really wonderful, and people have been so generous and kind and welcoming. And they're all older, and they're really excited that we're young, and we're young farmers wanting to tend to this land and care for this land and go back to this way of life that they grew up watching their parents do. So if we were to buy 90 acres in Washington, where we grew up, anywhere remotely close to a popular city, we wouldn't be able to afford it. If we were to buy 90 acres in California, anywhere close to a popular city, we wouldn't be able to afford it. In Texas, kind of same idea. So just keep in mind, if you really have this vision, this dream, to look outside perhaps of your comfort zone. I never thought I would live in Tennessee, but like I shared in an Instagram post the other day, this place is home. I've never felt so at home on land, and the people are so kind and so in their hearts, and just, it's stunning landscape. It's so lush, so fertile here. There's so much water, which just feels really good to me. The plants are stunning. There are all these beautiful, colorful purple and pink and white flowering trees everywhere. It's just a beautiful place. So just encourage you to go outside of what you're familiar with. You know, if you can't afford land near where you are, try going somewhere new. There's Arkansas is beautiful, Tennessee is beautiful, Louisiana has many beautiful parts. It's just looking outside, you know, go somewhere new and see where you feel called and guided to go. And yeah, be open-minded. I mean, upstate New York is stunning. There's so many incredible places in this country. If we had bought a house in Seattle for the same price that we bought this land, people would kind of be like, oh yeah, you know, it's common for people, married people, couples, whatever, young professionals, to buy houses. But buying land, for some reason, feels very different, but it's the same price, really. We could have bought a house in Seattle, or we could have bought this land. This property, we wrote down everything that we wanted. It was like a manifestation, if you want to call it that, but it's really putting down our heart's desires and focusing on it with intention. And everything that we wrote down on that piece of paper, which I'll try and put up a photo if I can find it, came true. And just holding that vision so closely in your heart, and just knowing that experiencing it, imagining yourself there, feeling the wind on your face, feeling the sun, just being there and believing that it's coming true. Sounds perhaps cheesy, but it really works. It really works, along with hard work, dedication, and respect to the process. Everything on the list came true, except on the list we wrote a farmhouse. This property has no structures on it, like I said, and I will show you. We're in the process of building our timber frame barn, which we will live on the top of. So it's going to have an apartment on the top, and the bottom will be Sage's shop, a proper shop. He's so excited to finally have a shop. But we went with this company, Legacy Post and Beam, I believe it's called. They're out of Nebraska, and they have customizable barn kits that arrive. Like, all of the lumber is pre-cut, all of the hardware is included, the plans are included, pre-stamped, like everything is good. So that was really helpful and difficult because we're trying to kind of DIY it to save money in a way. But it's a huge structure and there's a lot of pieces to it, and Sage is very handy and does have construction experience, but never to this scale. So it's been really challenging, and he's really just taking it on. I'm so proud of him and so grateful. It's definitely been stressful, and it's cost way more money than we ever expected. So we're having to actually slow down construction because it's just eating money faster than we can make it. So that's just something to share. If we had $1 gazillion up front, we would be starting all the things at once. But that's not how it's going. It's this beautiful, slower process, which I'm enjoying, where I get to actually commune and make a relationship with this land before we actually physically live here. So it feels really special. By the time I'm actually living here, I'll have this very great relationship with this land and be familiar with it. So we're living 45 seconds down the road at our neighbor's little old farmhouse on his property that he happened to have available for rent. It was truly perfect, and there's nothing available for rent in this area, so we just, again, it was so guided. We felt so grateful. And it's just this cute little farmhouse. You guys will see it in my vlogs. It's much homier than I was expecting. It has a beautiful view of this big pond and creek, and I love it. It's great. So although we were hoping to be living on the land by June, it's April now, we probably won't be until the fall, which is, test of patience and trust and all of that. But it's okay. We have our little farmhouse, and it's totally fine. I just really want to share this process with you guys, and I will admit I've gotten in my own way because I imagined, or I wanted to do this massive high production video, we moved to Tennessee and have all these, just this whole thing, and it was stopping me from filming because I wanted it to be perfect. Perfectionism coming in the way. But then I just realized it's time to just sit down and start filming again so I can actually share it as it goes along. And I want to record this for my own memory too. This is such a special time for us and our family. So I'll do a proper farm tour at some point, showing different, walking through the land, because there's so much here. But for now, in this video, I'll just include some clips so you can see and get a feel of this magical place. There's so many trees here. It's about half forest, half pasture, which is perfect. There's tons of old growth trees, maple, oak, black walnut, tulip poplar, which is a Tennessee state tree. There's 2 creeks, well 3 really, 3 when it rains a lot. 2 main creeks though, 2 big ponds. There's a massive creek at the very beginning of the property that connects the whole valley, and when it's raining it really is rushing. It's almost a river. There's rolling hills. There's a lot of elevation on this property, which is challenging for building, but so beautiful to enjoy. There's crystals here, Literally right there, the creek that's right there. I found a humongous crystal there the other day. When I was digging in the garden, I found a huge crystal, so this property just gives and gives so many beautiful offerings. There's tons of animals. It's like a wildlife sanctuary, dragonfly. Tons of dragonflies, butterflies, bees, armadillos. I'd never seen an armadillo before moving here. There's foxes. I saw a beautiful orange fox the other day. There's deer. There are coyotes. I haven't seen any, but we've heard them. There's geese. Geese right now, they have their babies on the ponds. They're so cute. There's ducks, wild turkey. There's so many animals. It's just, it's such an abundant place. So, yeah. We live in Tennessee now. We're homesteading. Our intention with this land is to be completely self-sufficient, self-sustaining off the land eventually. Solar, natural well, which we have spring-fed creeks here, so there's a lot of water. Natural well, living off of all of our own food, besides, having to order some bulk grains here and there. Our own dairy cow, raising our own cattle, raising our own animals for meat. That's an update for those of you who follow me a long time. I've been eating meat for like a year now. My body truly asked me to. I was having a lot of health problems, and since eating meat I felt 100% better, different, stronger. That's a whole video in itself, but that's a choice that I made for me. That's best for my body. And we plan to raise animals in a very mindful way. We plan to have pets as animals as pets as well. Get another dog probably, and just create a beautiful system honoring the cycles of life and honoring the cycles of nature, living with the seasons, and raising our kids to know that cycle, to honor that cycle, and not pretend like we're not cyclical beings. And my dream, my vision is to have a beautiful garden. It's in the works. Yeah, going back to the roots of how humans can live. Very slow conscious living, but yet working really hard. It's such a beautiful process. I feel more in touch with my true nature here than I ever had before. And that's such a gift. So, tag along. I'm going to be sharing all the things as I get a dairy cow and learn about the process of making really good butter and cheese. I will be sharing that. When we do the inside of our barn, when we end up building and decorating, that's all going to be DIY, so I'll be sharing like tiling, installing fixtures and appliances, picking out wallpaper, decorating it, all that stuff. Sharing recipes. I plan to start doing that regularly. It's just like everything that I'm loving and doing, I plan to share in a very mindful way, bringing in the spiritual principles and understanding that I've kind of gathered and continuing to gather, and I'm learning more and more than ever before on this land. So, oh my gosh, I need to stop talking. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoy this next chapter. It's truly like a new, fresh, abundant, beautiful chapter for this channel, and I'm so grateful for all of you that have tuned in all of this time. I hope one day some of you can come here and experience this land for a retreat or something. It'd be so special. So thank you so much. Wishing you a beautiful day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.